Hello, it's Lexi, and I'm going to be talking about my takeaways today from LS 115. I'm going to be covering 3 different things, so let's go ahead and get into them. Before I get started, I want to make a note that the 3 takeaways that I am going to be talking about today aren't necessarily things that Dr. DeWalt taught us or said. It's concepts that I got from attending class every day and just going through the semester and doing all of the work. So I could sit here and tell you all about all of the things like UDL and all that we learned have been super important, but I think these concepts that I'm going to talk about are my main takeaways. So let's get into it. So one of the key lessons that stood out to me is the importance of planning. So I'm going to discuss why planning is crucial and how it can positively affect our lives. So planning is not just a series of actions. You can't just go right before you take a test or your day and plan out how you're going to do it. It's really a strategic approach that sets up your foundation for success. So planning really gives you a crucial sense of direction, which is super important as you're getting started. Without a plan, you risk getting sidetracked, overwhelmed, and it's not that you won't achieve your goals, but most of the time you fail to achieve the objectives that you had in mind. So planning is really crucial to make sure that you have that clear sense of direction. For instance, during class, we had our big group assignment where we had to do our lesson, and I felt like my group did a really good job planning out who was going to do which parts. We had a really good job assigning the task and responsibilities, and I feel like it really made it a much smoother experience. Another thing that we kind of touched on class when we were talking about content, we were talking about how important it is to plan so we could best optimize for our results. We only have so much energy, resources, and time on our hands, so planning really makes it beneficial as we're able to take advantage of those and optimize it to the best that we can. So by planning ahead, we're really able to identify the potential obstacles and allocate the resources that we have effectively and just really make sure that our efforts are the best that they can be. So planning provides the structure, but it also allows for the adaptabilities because we have a plan that allows us to adjust as everything's going to be planned for. So no matter the unexpected, a well-crafted plan really allows us to adjust our strategies, but keeping the same goal. So my first takeaway was all about planning and how important it is, essentially, especially in this class. The next takeaway that I'm going to talk about is this concept of you have to know it in order to do it. Dr. DeWalt didn't directly say those words, but during our discussions a lot in class, he would really focus on the fact that we need to know what we are going to be teaching. So we need to know all of the blooms. We need to know these strategies because that is what we are supposed to be doing inside of the classroom. So this concept of you have to know it to do it was really hammered into us at the beginning of the course. So as we kind of got to our lesson and we were teaching it, we had to know it in order to do it. So I felt like that was a really big takeaway for me because I feel like a lot of times now it's easy to shortcut things. So this really shows that you can't shortcut it. You really need to know all aspects. If you know all aspects, it really allows you to mitigate through the task easier because you know the potential risks, the challenges. So you're able to kind of direct around those and not get stuck and still achieve your goal. So I think that it is really important to build this solid foundation on whatever you're going to be teaching, whatever whatever you're learning about, it's really good to have that solid foundation so you can build on it and only go up. So that was my second takeaway, that we really need to know it in order to do it. The last takeaway that I want to talk about is the power of perseverance. So this wasn't anything that Dr. DeWalt talked about in class at all, but after going through all of the lectures, all of the class discussions, all of the activities, everything, if I didn't have perseverance, I would definitely not be here today. So I think the power of perseverance is something that I really saw firsthand this semester and experienced firsthand this semester, and I think it's something that is super impactful. Perseverance can really push you through the hardest times. There were lots of times in this class. The one that really comes to the forefront of my mind is when we had that 3-hour Zoom when we were trying to figure out how to do learning objectives. I had to me and Brittany had to persevere Brittany and I had to persevere through that so hard. And that is just one example. So if I didn't persevere through that, I feel like I would have not developed the new strategies. I feel like I would have not been where I am at today. I would have definitely not grown. I feel like the perseverance that I've had this semester has allowed me to develop new strategies. It's allowed me to seek help when I need it, and it really improved my skills and abilities and grow into just a better person. So the power of perseverance has been a really big role this semester for me. So yeah, my 3 takeaways is how important planning is, that we have to know what to do it, and perseverance is really a big factor. So yeah, thank you for listening.